YouTube, this is Frotch, Rewind, Eric, whatever you go, or whatever you know me as. Today I'm going to be following this video of my Wukong in threes. You'll notice I start out with Doran's Blade. I do this because threes often start off with a team fight on the bottom lane, or at least the ones I've played. Don't know why, it's just how it rolls. So here we let Saint Omega throws in his bind, to clear out the bush, and we lay into him. In my opinion, this is where you want to really be dumping your summoners and anything you can to get the first blood. Honestly, had we known that our Nocturne was under such assault, we probably could have turned around and saved him rather than chase the Rise, but it happens. So yeah, I start with Dash on this level. Helps me pick up easy kills like I just did. Also, it's great for closing distances. It's a small map, so the faster you can travel across it, the better. That's why champions such as Nocturne and Lux are incredible on this map. Due to their ult's ranges, the small size of the map, you can really take advantage of it. I'm going to try to talk a little slower now. I was talking fast because the beginning was very action-packed, so to speak. So in this map, normally I'll lead in with a Doran's Blade, pick up boots as soon as possible, and then depending on the opposing team, and how well I'm doing, I'll either pick up boots 1 into boots 2, or I'll go boots 1 into Wriggles. Wriggles being incredibly potent because every single ward in this map gives you an even bigger percentage of the map vision. I like to ward top up by Dragon in that little niche, especially if you can get someone to ward your bottom around the red buff. With just 2 wards, you can really secure some safe areas for your farming. So here I am, I'm gonna just harass this Yorick as best I can. The objective basically is to gather CS while pushing this up a little bit. It's such a quick map that, in my limited experience, I'm no 3v3 expert, nor any expert at all, I guess, in that sense. Pushing lanes is really beneficial most of the time because you can really push things along, get quicker towers, and since they only have the one outer tower, you can really cripple a team by taking it early. So yeah, just keep harassing Yorick as best I can, push him away from the minion line, don't let him get experience or farm or heals. Yorick's big weakness is that if you have a gap closing character and you can zone him out early, he loses his ability to heal off of his rules, especially if he tries coming after you with them. And by pushing him back to his own tower, he loses a massive quantity of CS. And as long as your bottom lane, like I was in, these are both my friends I'm playing with. We were in an range 3. So I have the benefit of being in voice, so I can hear any Maya as soon as it's happening, which is incredibly beneficial because I don't ever get caught off guard. As you can see, this is prior to the no all chat default, which I'm actually quite a bit of a fan of, minus the whole good manners GG at the end of every game. I'm a big fan of the fact that I don't have to listen to people taunting or telling me how bad their Nidalee or their Yorick is, so I don't have to listen to people making up excuses as to why their team isn't winning. Anywho, I'm going to pick up some armor here, start working on my Wriggles. It'll give me some sustain in lane, free ward every 3 minutes, and the added benefit of some armor and damage. One of my favorite items, honestly, on Wukong. It's normally my first item on Summoner's Rift, unless I'm going against a very rare AP top, such as Rise or Vlad. Let's see. I mean, I keep wanting to push buttons to check the scores and stuff, and this is pre-recorded. So I've got Rise on eyes. Our Nocturne is keeping a close eye in the middle to make sure the lanes don't switch around on us, so we can't. He's maintaining vision. He's warding red buff for us, so we can keep an eye on where they go at all times. Let's see. Gonna just keep harassing, picking up the CS as best I can. Yorick's getting a little big for his britches here, and rightly so. If he lets me zone him, I'll gain the advantage quickly. He's incredibly dependent on his ability to maintain control of the lane. I'm gonna try to pull him into my tower here. Advantage of the tower being with Wukong is that with clones, dashes, and armor reduction, I can really punish someone for diving. I get a little close to death here, but with an Ignite I can prevent him from healing, and with a Clone I can secure my own safety. So I'm able to pick up an easy kill on Yorick. I shouldn't say easy kill. It wasn't like I was safe the whole time. I am able to lull him into a false sense of security. That's probably a little bit better. Not to mention he's a little bit, he was definitely being overly aggressive, considering that I had a significant quantity of mana, and we are still, I mean, I just hit 6, and I believe I am a level up on him at this time. So he gave me a very strong advantage in this game. The major benefit of being up a level is I get my first level of ult, Wukong's ult being absolutely amazing, and if anyone doesn't understand it as a lot of people when Wukong first came out hated on it, said it was just a crappy version of Garen's spin, etc. I don't think people can really comprehend how nasty it is until they play Wukong, especially once he hits level 11, he gets that second rank. The damage ratio on it is insane, and if you pick up a Yomu's or a Brutalizer or anything else like that, you just start really tearing people up. So, anywho, now this is where we see middle being flooded with the bottom lane people. They're running around red buff. That's why I'm sitting in this bush right now. I'm trying to wait for my teammates to get into position so that I can, because I know as soon as I go for this Yorick, they're going to come at me. So I'm waiting patiently to see what my teammates want to do, and then I see they engage, so I'm following Yorick in. My job in here will be to dash in, land my ult like that, and basically push somebody out of the fight. Somehow I started auto-attacking Yorick's clone there instead of picking up the kill. Kind of frustrating. You know, just I'm biding my time really. This is the part where I kind of screwed up. I should have gone right back into the fight. Luckily, the Nocturne got pushed over that wall by a bad headbutt from the Alistair. That could have really cost my team my CSing. So yeah, we kind of walked out of that fortunate that my misplay and running out of the team fight didn't cost us. My friend plays very, very solid Nocturne in 3s, or at least solid at my ELO. Please keep everything within frame of reference that I am no pro player, nor do I claim to be. I just enjoy making videos of whatever game I'm playing and throwing them up on YouTube for people to enjoy. At this point, looks like I'm going to head back and finish up my Wriggles. Wriggles again being an amazing item on this map. Actually, any map. I love Wriggles Lantern. Can't preach it enough. Riot, if you ever somehow end up hearing me, make an AP or support version of Wriggles and give that free ward to everybody. Well, maybe not support version, but if you could come up with some AP item, maybe like a blasting wand and a book, and all it does is give you that free ward and like 55 AP. You know, it doesn't have to be a lot. I'm just asking for an item that gives you that 6-item ward slot. I hate not being able to get a ward when I have a full build late game. Alright, so here, this Yorick is really just, I don't think he realizes how fed I am at this point and how poorly he's doing on CS. I'm able to basically bully him. He's incredibly fortunate that there's no blue buff to be had, because I have an extreme advantage over him at the moment. And his only advantage right now is that he has 3 people. Maya basically, or the 2 bottom laners now in the middle, and his disadvantage is that I can see where they're at now, so I'm able to go back up to the minion line. Honestly, he probably would have done better against me this game had his Alistar or his Rise shown him some love. Now this part really frustrated me. I was like screaming to my teammates that I couldn't catch this bugger. I still had Boots 1 and he had Boots 2 and Ghost, but or maybe he might have had Boots 1. Either way, he was hauling and I was ticked. The Lux picked him up, so the added benefit of Skype in gameplay, I highly recommend it, or Vent or Mumble, whatever you want to use. Communication is key. So, anywho, back to farming up and pushing this lane. Really need to, yeah, there we go. Get those CS there. Can't sit here and lose minions like that one. I should have been patient. I should have picked up the easy CS. But what can you do? If I'm smart here, I should be going up to throw up a ward, which is yeah, it looks like what I'm doing. This is my favorite warding position for the top lane. They can come all the way around the top bar and come down on you, but it's incredibly unlikely due to the amount of time it takes to go around that bell curve. It defeats the whole purpose of ganking. Basically, if it takes 10 years to get there, normally by then I've either moved on or I've killed whoever they were trying to bait with. So, and with Wukong, his escapes are so powerful. I just absolutely love Wukong's juking ability. It's wonderful. Love me some Wukong. So at this point, I've finished my magic resist boots, mainly so I can avoid those rise snares, and yeah, there we go. A lovely clone into a headbutt knock-up exhaust. I will admit there was quite a bit of luck there. I saw that Alistar coming in, and I figured I had to get out of dodge. At this point, I'm just ignoring kill blinders are on full power. But unfortunately for Alistar, he really doesn't have anywhere to run, especially with Nocturne coming up on his 6 here. Now in this fight, I completely whiff on my ult here. It doesn't come up until after the fight. Now I'm screaming in chat right now that I'm ignited, and it was kind of funny because it was one of those, oh god, I'm dying, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh yeah, I can shield. Oh no, I'm dead. So if I was smart, I would have run and stuck closer to Lux and been yelling to him, because it did not occur to me at all, I will admit, that he could shield me. So I was just spinning around until I died. Freaking Ignite, man. It'll get you every time. I don't know if I just bought those health potions or if I had them, but I might have been able to survive if I had triggered the health potion while I was chasing Yorick. That way I can get the most healing out of it. Live and learn. Oh, another fun tip for Wukong players. You'll notice that whenever you're using a green pot, that this skin will leave, whenever you use a green pot, you have this the green hazy aura around you and such. The drawback when you're on Wukong is that doesn't show up whenever you clone. With this skin, however, you have the lovely added green flame on his gauntlets, and that actually almost looks like you almost have a green pot on at all times, and most of the time it's enough to fool them. So that if they see a clone, they'll think he's got the green pot stuff on, so they'll keep hitting the clone and you can get away. Or if, you know, they're a higher level player and they realize it's just part of the skin and you stop, they'll think, okay, it's not a green pot, it's just part of the skin. Now see, that's where that ward advantage comes in. I could see them coming in from both middle and top, thanks to a good warding position from my Nocturne and my ward up at Dragon. So I was able to get out of there with a clone, which was able to sucker the snare. Now I saw the fall back thing here from my friend, so I falled back. I did not realize that my Nocturne was going in and we were not communicating well. Considering I have, you know, a good gap closer and damage reduction, we probably could have picked up that rise. But our advantage is we were able to follow Nocturne's Q, and you'll see a blip right here up by yeah, right there. It just blipped up by the neutral mobs, and we were able to run up here and pick up an easy kill. Again, a lack of communication. We both dropped our wriggles towards a dragon because we both knew it needed to be warded. But it happens. You know, nobody's perfect, except for all the pros. They're probably perfect, and they wouldn't have made that mistake. Anywho, so we're at this point we pretty much have game dominance. We're up probably 2 or 3k gold each. Well, no, probably not each. We have a significant dominance. I kind of wish I would hit tab here so I could see some CS numbers, but from what I can tell, we're dominating. I mean, when Rise has to run away under tower, you know you're doing well. Granted, there were 3 to him. So at this point, some good old cloning action will, and a Lux snare to make him back off of us. And at this point, we've pretty much already won this game. They're kind of clinging. I think I'm gonna swing down and pick up red buff rather than leave it lay, especially due to our lack of vision. Red buff is, in my opinion, one of the more critical buffs in this level, excluding Dragon, obviously, because Dragon is just absurd. But the red buff is just so key on a bruiser. It gives you that added damage over time, so they're not sneaking away from you. And it also has the added benefit of slowing them down. especially once you add like a frozen mallet to it or something like that. Um, you can gap close with Wukong, hit him with your Q, which should proc it, and at that point, if you can't catch them, they're incredibly lucky because you have red buff, you have, well, at this point, Nocturne just picked up dragon buff, so if anybody gets away from me, it's really kudos to them because they must have done something sneaky. Anywho, back to pushing the lane, and I've got the added safety of a Nocturne right above me, and with the high regen and everything else added in from the dragon buff, I really kind of have a no fear perspective at this point. You'll notice that Nocturne, the Yorick is only packing armor boots, so he's only sitting at about, I believe it's 67 armor at this point, which is really not that beneficial to him. I'm able to heal faster off his minions thanks to my Wriggles than they're able to damage me, with the added perk of Wriggles killing them faster. I believe at this point we're setting up for a gank on bottom lane. I'm gonna try to do my best here. I actually walk right. I don't know why he let me walk around him. That Yorick really should have zoned me away from where I was going. But I was able to get in here, lay down some fur. Now, I'm not sure. I think Yorick actually gets away from me here due to his just ridiculous move speed. I am still at a complete loss. I hate the wolf buff so much. Just his ability to run that fast is just crippling. Especially after I was just so convinced that with both red buff and dragon buff and phage, I'm just thinking, there's no way. I was thinking, this dude is mine, and he just got out of there like about out of hell. It's pretty crazy. So at this point, just pushing along. Since we just got a double kill, I'm not too afraid, especially to rise bottom. Alistar's kind of proved squishy this game. Without his ult on, he wasn't doing any damage, wasn't tanking very well. At this point, I'm back and probably going to go pick up, looks like I'm picking up a Sheen next. That would be the smart thing. Now when my E lands and I get that dash, it'll have the added bonus of the Sheen proc, which is just devastating. Sheen is probably my number 2 favorite item after Wriggles on Wukong. Phage is pretty incredible due to the health, the slow, and the damage boost. It pretty much gives him everything he needs to secure kills. But it's the Sheen and the Wriggles that really lay down the hurt. I normally start Phage simply due to the added health. It gives him kind of a bruisery feel quicker. If you're having a lot of success and you're going in someone squishy like an Ezreal or the rare TF top or a Cassie top, basically they throw. Okay, here we go. This dude, I don't know why he isn't checking bushes or warding, because he walks right into this. I mean, I just lay into him, and he's trying to be sneaky. He almost gets away again with his crazy move speed, but I have the fortunate dash cooldown. Major props to Saint Omega on that Lux laser, because that was right on, caught him on the very tip of it, and I attribute that kill 100% to that shot, because there's no way I would have had enough damage. I don't think my dash on that last hit would have procced the phage. Numbers weren't in my favor on that one. So anyway, back to pushing. Alistar's down by red buff, so we don't have to worry about him. And we're pretty much at free reign at this point. I am completely focused on the Alistar. I wasn't even having my screen on myself as I walk right past this rise. Total noob moment. I deserve to be like held up by my ankles for that one. My only advantage is that rather than run away in an intelligent pattern, he chooses to keep poking at me and trying to run around in all sorts of weird angles. And again, with all the slows that we're able to lay down on him, he's going nowhere. And that laser just so good on this map, utterly incredible. I am a firm believer in Lux as a really strong carry on this map if she gets up to steam. She is one of those characters that if you zone her properly in the early game, which is hard, mind you, but if you can reel her back in. Granted, again, I am no expert in threes. something I do more for funsies, kind of like Dominion. Not something I really go out of my way to play. I should be getting my Triforce soon. I normally go for Triforce as my main item on Wukong. To quote good old Freak, with my Wriggles I can do tons of damage. And it's true. I would argue that Triforce is the best tanky DPS item in the game. And as Wukong is a bruiser, it's basically catered to him. Now I'm trying to save Saint Omega here as best I can. I'm flashing here shortly. And I am just trying to close these gaps so I can pop them up so he can't get finished. But I was unable to get to him. So they were able to take him from us. But I got the double kill there. And I believe I have 10 kills at this point. I can't really make it out on my screen right now. But I am fed like crazy. So at this point, you know, I could hand my controls over to a 3-year-old and just have that kid just poke the right click button and have him go to town. Here I'm actually trying to pick up this Rise. I'm really annoyed that I have not been able to grab a hold of him this whole game. So I am constantly at this point trying to pick up this Rise, trying to catch him off out of position basically, because the Yorick was pretty well gimped at this point. The Alistair wasn't doing any damage. Our only concern was an unlucky Rise initiate near a tower. Rise can put down some amazing hurt near a tower. His tankiness is unparalleled in a caster. He's got so much mana all the time. He's got quick cooldowns, a great root. You really don't want to take a risk on Rise under tower. So we really wanted to pick him up. He was under leveled at this point. He was hurt, but you never underestimate a Rise. It's just a great caster. So I'm gonna push up top lane here, and then I think I sweep down to try to get behind Rise. At this point, I have a Giant's Belt. I was working towards my my Warmogs, which is not the best item on this map, admittedly, because you normally aren't on this map long enough to really build it up. But this game was really dragging out, so I figured there was no harm in going for it. Now I don't know why this guy turned around to engage me, because he was home free. I had lost him. He could have just ran to tower and I would have backed off, but for some reason he thought it was a good idea to turn on me. And I had the wonderful benefit of being near 3 enemies right there, which really stacks on with Wukong's passive. So at this point we have them all. If we really wanted to, we probably could push for win right now. Honestly, I don't know why we had minions. Probably should have gone and helped push. I really wish I could hit tab right now and look at this and tell you exactly how much time they were down, but we pretty much could have plowed in, I think, at this point if I was there. I don't know. I really don't know what I was thinking.
Your team has destroyed
just totally
an
screwed that up.
inhibitor.
But yeah, we have the dragon buff right now, which is really nice. Probably not for too much longer. Can't really make out the buff icon. And yeah, a little thing to Microsoft: make the preview thing like readable on your Microsoft video editor. I'm not willing to shell out big bucks for any fancy editors. I can't read a darn thing on my screen right now. Anywho, so back to pushing my lane. Again, we keep trying to pick up this Rise down here at the bottom. The Yorick is absolutely no concern. I can do a single burst and rip him down. The Alistair is an incredible support character. He's really great as an initiator, a tank. He's really good on this level. His big flaw in this game is that he got shut out early. He didn't level up. They didn't keep up with levels. They didn't keep up with CS. They didn't obviously keep up with kills. I mean, they're fighting a losing battle, and whenever, this is kind of the most painful kind of game to keep playing, because from our perspective, we have to keep playing the way we're playing. But on the same token, it's, not to sound egotistical, but at this kind of point, the game is secured, and you almost wish that they would just surrender so you could start up your next queue and get going. But yeah, that totally didn't sound egotistical. Egotistical monkey. Anywho, so we're moving along. We have a red buff. We're basically just wandering as we please. We're not even bothering with vision at this point because we have developed an unhealthy case of no fear. And justly so, honestly. I feel that any of us could 2v1 one of their characters, or at least stall long enough to get out. So we finally got our moment on Rise here, where we were able to pick him up. And, with Rise down, they really don't have the damage left alive to stand in our way. So I don't know where I'm going. I really am bad at the finishing blow, I suppose. I can't even argue pathing. I'm going over here for CS. I have no idea what's going on in my head. And then dawn on me, hey, I can win this. Retarded. Stupid monkey. What are you doing? Leave your teammates for a 2v2. 3v2 it, man. Win the game. And so here we are. That's game over. Celebratory laps for everybody. I don't know what my issue was. We probably could have won that game 3 minutes earlier. But yeah, thanks for watching.